Writer, director, and longtime friend Arturo Portillo joins us today for an epic conversation. He's got a movie called Beaten. It's his first feature film. It's now available on Tubi, the Roku channel. Super excited, guys. Let's do it. Mr. Art, thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate it. Dude, you're the first El Paso artist and filmmaker here on the channel. Dude, you're an El Paso legend, my friend. I feel like you and I, we go way back, man. There was only a small group of us, that started out, and I kind of feel like we're the last of the Mohicans, man. I mean, we're the only ones left kind of doing what we were doing when we started. So, dude, congrats on everything, man, and it's so awesome to have you here. How are you, brother?
How you doing, Chris? It's been a while, man. It's been too long. When did we meet? Like in 2005 or something like that?
We were working on Santos with Carlos Corral. You were doing the special effects makeup. You did the bullet wound on my arm, which was epic work. And dude, that's the thing, man, is that today, I mean, for people who follow you, we all know you as the writer and director, but going back to that time, I mean, dude, you're also a makeup artist. You're actually a real artist in real life. You draw, freaking awesome. But dude, you're an actor. And I remember when we got to talking back then, you had sent me a couple of clips of your work, and you were actually in a movie, like an actual budgeted movie. And you were playing like a border patrol agent or something, right?
Yeah, I played a Mexican soldier. I think it happened in 2004. The movie is called RX. The actors who were in it were Eric Balfour. And then you have Lauren German, who was also in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Also, she's the one who blew her head off in the beginning. So those two are in it.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. And then, of course, I casted you in my first feature, Where One Stands. we finished that in, 2007? And I mean, dude, epic stuff, man. Dude, you're a really good actor. You're an artist, man, inside and out. And it's just been so awesome to see you, just grow and do your thing, man. And again, man, last of the Mohicans.
Where One Stands, man. It was the best memories I've ever had working on a movie. We went all the way to Van Horn, and oh man, it rained on us, and we started doing the crow, words, like you can't rain all the time. Or I forgot what we did.
It was epic, man. So many memories, and I mean, man, we were crazy. I was crazy. I was just putting everything into this movie, and we were getting access to so many things. And speaking of that, there's a story that I wanted to share with you, man. We've never talked about it before. But when we were discussing having you on the show, I was like, I'm gonna mention it. I'm gonna share it with you, share it with everyone watching, because I do appreciate your friendship, man, and I appreciate your talent as an artist. And when we were at the end of my film, Where One Stands, I was editing like crazy. The premiere was already set, but I wasn't done editing, right? Crazy times. And our buddy Bird, he's the one that dies at the end of the movie, and he was the one getting us access to everything. And he said, last minute, hey, I got access to an ambulance, so when I get stabbed, we can show us in the ambulance and blah blah blah. And I was like, dude, there is no way. I'm editing the premieres in a couple of days. There is absolutely no way we can do this, And he's like, well, we'll get Art to do it. Art shoots, and Art does his own stuff. He can do it. He was just begging me, and I thought, all right, fine. You know what? So I talked to you, and I said, Art, look, please just do it handheld. Just please, do whatever you want. Just shoot me some footage. I just need some B-roll for this shot. And dude, I remember when Bird brought the tape home, and I uploaded it. Man, dude, I was so grateful, man, and it really meant a lot. It's one of my favorite, sequences in the movie, and just especially with what happened at the end and everything. I mean, it was powerful, man. So again, I'm truly grateful. I'm so glad that we did it, and I just have so much respect, to you as an artist and as a friend. So
when you told me to go shoot, the ambulance scenes, I just said, okay, boom, let's go do it. And because I noticed that you said you were serious about it, because I saw you in your face that, oh man, we can't get it. There's no time to shoot it. And I said, oh no, we'll shoot it, man. We'll get it. Just tell me what you want, and boom.
It was amazing, man. And then you also got us Estela Casas, who was an El Paso icon. So again, man, I really appreciate everything, dude. Just again, epic times. You do a little bit of everything. You wear a lot of hats. Super talented. Take us back to the beginning, man. What was the original Art dream?
Man, I grew up in the 80s, obviously. And I lived in Illinois. My two brothers, Hector and Caesar, we would just make movies. It would be a VHS camera or, a film camera back in those days. In my mind, I'm going, man, my brothers and I were going to make movies, and they didn't end up making movies. I'm the only one who ended up making, who actually pushed forward and do that. I loved writing. I didn't like reading. I didn't like reading books or anything because it exhausted me, I guess. It didn't bring my creativity, but I was young. But I love to write though. And like in third grade, I wrote my first children's fable about three brothers duck who go into the woods. One gets injured, and that won me a an award in elementary. And I read it out to everybody in the stadium.
Dude, that's so cool, man.
You know, we moved when I was 11. We moved to El Paso, and you know, I've been here ever since. And acting, writing, directing, they've been telling me that I should do, you know, my own movie and act in it. And that's what we did with the short films. And that's why, you know, I worked with you when I luckily I found you in that, you know, social media. I forgot where it was.
MySpace. It's called MySpace.
MySpace, yeah. From there, we hit it up, and then I did the shorts because I was told that, you know, if you do shorts, they're easier to, you know, send to film festivals. And then someone else told me, you know, if you really want to get recognized, do a feature film. And I said, okay. I was still writing beat, and I was telling you throughout the, you know, what we were filming, Where One Stands, and the TV shows you were doing. I started filming in 2016. I got the Sony A7S II, and I read that it's good at you know, low level light. I was still paying for it, you know, every month. And so we winged it, you know. I was nervous, man. And I couldn't get you because you were already busy working on another project. And you probably weren't here either. I think you were somewhere else.
Right, I was working on my second feature, and then my dad got sick, and that's kind of when I had to push pause. That was like the first time I ever had to push pause on what I was doing, you know, because he got really sick, and then your dad, you know, got sick, man, and so
Yeah.
yeah, man, it was crazy.
Yeah, it took me 3.5 years because like you said, my dad got sick. And well, he fell down and hit his head because he's an old man, so he ended up, you know, hitting his head, and I had to take care of him from there. Because, you know, my mother passed away and my older brother passed away before I started filming.
Yeah, man, you've been through a lot, man.
You know, I said I'm going to film the movie for my brothers and for my brother who passed away. And, you know, and I'm going to do it as an inspiration. So from there, I just, you know, it took us 3 years or so. But luckily, man, everybody is still, like, you know, still held on to want to finish the movie.
And you did a great job, dude. I remember you telling me all the time about the low light, the natural light, and when I saw the movie for the first time, I mean, I was impressed, man, especially with all the downtown stuff. That's my favorite. I mean, the way the light picked up down there, dude, that was awesome, man. And that was not the downtown that I remember shooting, and I hadn't been downtown in a while, you know, because of all the construction or whatever. So, I mean, man, you captured that so well. Everybody, just everything looked awesome. It looked very, very pretty. I mean, El Paso, I mean, just it looked really nice.
Luckily for us, you know, we had I called the people who, you know, run the ambulance, and we asked them if we can, you know, they can help us out with the movie. And they said, yeah. They sent an ambulance, and we thought that was the one that was coming, and it wasn't. It was a different ambulance. And the one that we called was stuck because of all the traffic. So I said, screw it, I'm going to shoot this ambulance anyway, because it was going through, and it blared its, you know. Then the ambulance did arrive, and, you know, I you know, blocked it really quick with Art and the paramedics.
And then, dude, Art Rayon, dude, you had a cameo with Art, another Art. And dude, I worked with that guy for years, man. And Art's super cool dude. And I remember we would use him as an extra here and there in commercials, but I had never actually seen him act before. So, dude, he's a good actor, man. I want to cast Art now in my stuff. So, Mr. Art Rayon, if you're out there, man, if you're watching, dude, I hope everything's well with you and your family, dude. Awesome performance, you know, just awesome times, man. And it was just so many familiar faces in this movie. And Art, I mean, El Paso people, El Paso places, El Paso made. So congratulations, man.
I just had fun, man. One of my favorite scenes is the amusement park, where I follow Bruce through the Ferris wheel and all that stuff, and that was all natural light.
Very cool.
We gotta get to you, man, because I was trying to reach you for a long time to be in the movie, and luckily I got you when we could for Freddie.
It was a lot of fun, dude. Working with you, working with Al, Micah was hilarious, dude. I remember laughing so much, and you know, I recently showed it to my daughter, rewatching it for the interview, and she said that I look like a Mexican ice cube. It was like 100 pounds ago, right? So yeah, I'll take it, man. Mexican ice cube. And dude, it was a lot of fun, man, and I was so glad that I could help and be a part of it, because I did feel bad that I wasn't around, when you started. So thank you, man. Thank you for your patience and for putting me in it. It was fun. You went through hell, man, in so many ways. I mean, but you finished it. You brought everyone together. You kept everyone together, and you finished it the way you wanted. And I mean, that's what makes it so inspiring, dude. That's what makes you an El Paso legend, my friend. So congratulations. Now you're on Tubi and Roku channel. Couple more questions, man. When you look back, what piece of advice would you give to the up-and-coming filmmaker, someone, anyone with a dream, looking to get into the industry?
Well, if you're gonna shoot anything and you can't afford a camera, use your phone. Don't worry about it. Don't worry what everybody tells you. Oh, you can't shoot on a phone. Don't worry about that. If you can't afford a camera, don't get into financial troubles like I did. Second, and most priority, make sure you have good mics. Have a good microphone. You can buy cheap ones online, the clip-on ones. I'm using one right now. I'm using this one. So, that cost me like $15. And I just connected to, my phone or because I would have a separate phone, and we would just connect it, press the record, and boom, you got your microphone right there. Watch a lot of behind the scenes movies on DVDs and Blu-rays. If you really dedicate yourself to wanting to make a movie, there's nothing stopping you except peer pressure. Write a good script. If you can't afford a camera, use your smartphone and audio. Those are the only three important ones.
Yes, sir. That's epic, man. So what's next? What's the next art project?
Oh man. I'm trying to get one of my horror films, finally, a creature feature, up and running. It was my script was optioned like 2 years ago, and we're trying to get funding for this one, because when I did Beaten for no money. The only money I spent was that camera. It's called Among Us. I might change it because of the video game, and the video game came later. I wrote this script a long time ago, and you know it because I've been talking to you about it too. Let's throwback to that, through those, throwback to The Thing, The Blob, that type of vibe. And I wanted to get well-known actors. I don't want to say who, but I'm pretty sure I could get one of them. If I can get the other two that I want, I think we can get the funding to make it happen. So hopefully I can get that started too.
Rock on, man. And it's gonna happen exactly the way you want it. It's just a matter of time, brother. Mr. Art, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Super congrats on all your incredible work, talent, and success.
Thanks again for this. Is great. Hopefully a lot of people would love Beaten. It's on Roku and Tubi. You can find it under Beaten. So please don't get angry at me. I made it with no money.
Epic times, man. Guys, thank you so much for watching. You can check out Beaten on Tubi or the Roku channel. I will have links in the description. Watch, share, enjoy, support indie film. Thank you for watching. Thank you for believing, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.